What's keeping the world up at night? Is it the lingering scent of lukewarm coffee? The existential dread of realizing you've just wasted another 20 minutes scrolling through cat memes? Well, those are certainly factors, but according to a new survey, it's something else entirely. The latest survey is in, and we're breaking down the top concerns across 29 countries. From the crumbling facades of economic stability to the creeping anxieties about crime, we're diving deep into the global psyche. So buckle up, grab your nearest stress ball, and let's dive in. All right, let's rip off this Band-Aid like a distressed economist tearing apart a faulty spreadsheet. Coming in at number 1, it's the big I, inflation. 32% of people surveyed ranked it as their top concern, while that number has actually gone down by 4% since last year. It's still a significant chunk of the population staring at price tags with the same expression usually reserved for dentist appointments. Take Turkey, for example. Inflation anxiety there has skyrocketed higher than a kebab skewered to a weather balloon, jumping 7 points to a whopping 58%. Now, on the other side of the world, things are a little rosier in the good old US of A. Inflation concerns there have actually dropped 7 points to 39%. But hey, a win's a win, right? Of course, this being America, we can't have nice things without a healthy dose of anxiety. Coming in a close second, just a single percentage point behind inflation, is a concern as old as time itself: crime and violence. The global anxiety around crime is real, folks. And in some places, it's more palpable than a stale baguette. Take Sweden, for instance. The land of flat-pack furniture and suspiciously catchy pop music has seen an 8-point surge in crime concerns, bringing it up to a staggering 65%. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom and suspiciously well-designed urban furniture theft. In Colombia, for example, concerns about crime have actually dropped by 8 points, down to 36%. The point is, the trend isn't universal. Moving on from the mean streets to the seemingly less mean but equally anxiety-inducing world of politics. This year, we've seen a global surge in that most corrosive of societal ills, corruption. Let's start with South Korea, a country known for its technological prowess, K-pop, and apparently a healthy dose of political turmoil. Recent scandals have rocked the nation, leaving citizens feeling about as confident in their government as a hamster trying to navigate a room full of mousetraps. The percentage of people who think their country is on the right track has plummeted faster than a Samsung stock price after a particularly explosive product launch, down to a measly 14%. And South Korea isn't alone. Peru is facing a similar crisis of faith, with corruption concerns skyrocketing 7 points to 54%. It seems the only thing rising faster than the price of quinoa these days is the public's distrust in their elected officials. Chapter 4: Healthcare Headaches. Now let's talk about something near and dear to all of our hearts, or at least something that becomes near and dear when it's not functioning properly: healthcare. In North America, for example, healthcare worries are multiplying faster than a colony of bacteria in a petri dish that's been left out in the sun. Concern about healthcare in Canada has jumped 6 points to 44%, putting it neck and neck with inflation as the country's biggest worry. And what about the good old US of A, you ask? Healthcare concern in the US has surged a whopping 8 points to 31%, the highest it's been since May 2020, the height of a global pandemic, when everyone was understandably concerned about healthcare. Chapter 5: Taxing Times. Let's face it, folks, nobody enjoys paying taxes. But in some parts of the world, tax worries have reached a fever pitch, surpassing even the fear of being subjected to another round of holiday-themed elevator music. Take Israel, for example. Taxes are now the second biggest concern among Israelis, trailing only slightly behind the ever-present worry of terrorism. And it's not just Israel feeling the tax burden. In Japan, 34% of citizens now rank taxes as their top concern, right alongside the growing issue of income inequality. It seems even the land of bullet trains and meticulously crafted bento boxes isn't immune to the universal truth that taxes, much like death and the inevitability of another Fast and Furious movie, are unavoidable. Chapter 6: The Global Economic Rollercoaster. Now let's step into our metaphorical hot air balloon and take a bird's eye view of the global economy, shall we? And just like a hot air balloon ride, the view is, well, it's complicated. Globally, 37% of people surveyed said their country's economy was doing good. But here's the catch. That 37% is about as evenly distributed as a toddler trying to share their toys. Some countries are riding high on the economic roller coaster, while others are clinging on for dear life as the track crumbles beneath them. Chapter 7: Argentina's Economic Renaissance. Let's start with a beacon of hope in these economically turbulent times, shall we? Argentina, a country that has seen its fair share of economic ups and downs, mostly downs to be honest, is experiencing something of a renaissance. Economic sentiment there has skyrocketed higher than a tango dancer on a caffeine bender, jumping a staggering 31 points to 38%. That's the highest it's been since 2017, folks. It seems the land of tango, Maradona, and surprisingly delicious empanadas has finally found its economic footing. But hey, progress is progress, right? And in a world where economic anxiety is as common as a politician making a promise they can't keep, even a glimmer of hope is worth celebrating. Chapter 8. France and Germany, an economic reality check. But while Argentina is busy dancing its way to economic recovery, other parts of the world are facing a much harsher reality. Take France, for example. The land of croissants, berets, and a seemingly endless supply of existential philosophers is currently experiencing an economic downturn that's about as pleasant as a baguette that's been left out in the rain. Confidence in the French economy has plummeted faster than a pigeon trying to escape a hungry street cat, dropping to a dismal 10%. And if you thought things couldn't get much worse, let's hop over to Germany, shall we? The land of beer, bratwurst, and a seemingly endless supply of high-quality automobiles is also experiencing an economic slump. Confidence in the German economy has hit an all-time low for the fourth month in a row, currently sitting at a paltry 26%. Chapter 9. A World of Worries. So, there you have it, folks, a glimpse into the global psyche, or at least the anxieties keeping people awake at night. From the persistent threat of inflation to the rising tide of crime and the ever-present specter of corruption, it seems there's no shortage of things to worry about in 2025. What's your biggest concern in 2025? Inflation, crime, corruption, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more global insights.